Good morning everyone, it's around 4:30 a.m. and there's very bad news. As you can see, this car here is actually crashed, caught on fire, and 3 people have died inside. Allegedly, they're members of the Philippine Air Force.
Kapag na-rebel yung rescue ng ambulance natin sa health service, sir, nandito na daw yung sir, yung isa.
Pero umuusok na, hindi niya na-retrieve yung ano.
Wala na sir, hindi na na-retrieve siya.
And over here, they're actually removing some of the barriers so that buses can get around the obstruction, the burned car. They did have to use a little bit of brute force because it should look something like this, where you can just put your hook straight in there, but some of them aren't quite right. MMDA actually have much bigger trucks that can do this, but these are the on-demand emergency trucks, so they work with what they have to get the job done at the time. And over here, you'll see the passengers are being assisted by IAC. There's a IAC guy there in the road with the flashlight. He's flagging down the buses because obviously they're confused about what's going on, and then he's helping passengers to get on board safely. He makes sure that nobody gets hit. And this is what happens in a situation like this. All the different agencies come together and just try and get people where they need to go. And here you can see the opening that they created for the buses, so they'll be able to get back inside. I think they're going to try and bend this one out a bit so that it is a more obvious opening. This guy makes it look so easy, but I bet I couldn't do that. It's a little bit tight, but they are able to make it inside as long as they have some guidance and assistance from enforcers. Judging from those uniforms, I'm guessing that's Quezon City DRRMO or PFP SRU. Let's have a look. Looks like they're trying to open the door. Okay, it's Quezon City, it's the LGU, and they're using a device to open the doors. It's like one of those Jaws of Life type device. And good news, the proper MMDA truck for removing the barriers has arrived now, and this one has a much stronger arm so it can easily lift them and move them to where they need to be.
Damage talaga natin lahat. Pero initial natin, 2 plastic barrier, 2 concrete. Tapos yung isa dislocate, yung iba dislocate.
I basically can't show you the inside of the car because you can imagine 3 bodies inside. The car was on fire. This vehicle just arrived now. It says ambulance. See, this guy is wearing gloves. Would they be the ones to transport the body? I also noticed that, look at the moon. It's almost a full moon, or it is a full moon. Scene of crime's just told him to back off a little bit, so I don't know if maybe the ambulance jumped the gun on that one. So it looks like they're making a report now with the details. Of course, there's actually a lot of paperwork involved in these kind of things. Oh, the MMDA forklift just arrived. I wonder what they're going to use that for. Primarily what I want to show here is what the responders are doing, how they clear these kind of incidents, what they do to keep everyone else moving. But I guess it also serves as a warning that we really all have to be so careful on the road. So I'm a bit of a dummy. I've just realized what they're going to use this for. They'll use this to remove the car once Soko clear the scene. You can see we have a lot more light now and traffic is starting to build up. They're still processing the bodies over here. It's kind of crazy because on one of them it's like you can see their facial expression. The street sweepers are out in full force cleaning up the mess over there, because when you move the barriers you'll find a lot of mud like this. The problem with that is that if it rains, motorcycle riders are going to slip, they're going to get injured, so they do have to make sure they clean this up so that later no one's going to have an accident. These ladies are fast, my goodness, they know how to respond to an accident. Good job, ladies. They have been struggling for quite a while to get the third body out of the vehicle. you see Socko is documenting all the stuff they found inside the vehicle. I can see they're bringing out the third body now. The third one was a lot more gruesome. I don't want to explain why, but believe me, it was. So they just loaded one body into this vehicle. Imagine those men are not going home to their families. It's going to be a huge loss for their wives, for their children, and for the whole Air Force. You can see there are Air Force personnel here. Obviously this is going to hit them pretty hard.
Tatanggalin na natin yung sasakyan, ha. Alalayan natin yung tow truck at saka yung forklift. Para mayaman siya. Ilasa na yung flatbed.
So it looks like they're going to pull it out with the emergency tow truck, and then once it's out they'll pick it up with the forklift, and then they'll put it on the flatbed the MMDA have on standby nearby.
Sampo na natin dyan. Parehong direksyon.
So they got the car onto the flatbed without any issues, and you see the ladies, street sweepers have come in now, and they're just tidying this up so that everyone can pass through. Obviously they still need to fix these barriers. I heard them tell the flatbed to take the vehicle to station 10, so I guess that will be evidence for a PMP. You see the enforcers are blocking off one lane because one of the road emergency group vehicles need to come up here now. We need to get this whole thing cleared as quickly as possible. Let me check what the time is. It's 7:30 a.m. now, and they want to get this cleared as quickly as possible for obvious reasons. And in fact, here you go, all the buses are lined up and they're going to pass through now. So back to normal on EDSA, kind of.
Dadaan lang po, dadaan lang. Sige po, dadaan lang.
And there you go, all lanes of traffic are open. The busway is back in operation and everything's back to normal. I did hear them request for a big truck to come and remove the broken barriers, but otherwise the work here is done.